Hey everybody, how you doing? How about Jamil and Isra, 100th episode? It's really an accomplishment. So my name is Fajer, and the generous company that's giving you $100, that's my company. Escape Travels is something that I started 13 years ago. I take people around the world to some of the most exotic destinations, some less exotic. Now, I didn't just wake up one day and become a traveler. I've been doing this for some time. I started as a backpacker. When I finished university, at the age of 22, I bought a one-way ticket to Venezuela, to Caracas. And 3 years later, I washed up on the shores of Dubai, started my company. You're probably thinking, 3 years of travel, that must have costed you a pretty dime. No. I am Mr. Stretch Your Dollar. If there's a hostel, $5 for the dorm bed, or $1 to sleep on the hammock, I'll pay half a dollar and sleep under the hammock. Okay? Keep in mind, I'm young. Back then, I'm pretty old now, got kids and everything. But that's what I had to do to travel and see the world, because I knew money will come eventually, but for now, I need to stretch that dollar. When I came back to Dubai, I started my company, and alhamdulillah, jobless. It went off really well for me. I was instantly successful. It was at the time when Fly Dubai started, Air Arabia. Flights to Kathmandu were 600 dirhams. It was pretty easy to get a group of 20 people. And in 2010, I started. And around 2010, 2011, we started expanding destinations, and I led my first trip to Lebanon. Any Lebanese people here? Whoop, whoop. Yeah, beautiful. By the way, check out our website. We got a trip coming up. So the people that signed up on trips with me were older than me. I was always the youngest person on the tour. They were grown-ups with real jobs that expected a certain level on the tour. And I gave them that, and I did my best to establish myself as off the beaten track, and will give you the comforts that you want. But for me personally, I couldn't justify spending $100 on a hotel room. I would still sneak to the hostel at the end of the night. Sleep, save money, because I'm young and I can afford it. Afford the headache, that is. At the end of my tour, it was successful. We had 20-some people. We are in Rafiq Hariri International Airport. And tensions are high, security-wise, in Lebanon generally. And I had 22 foreigners that were with me on the tour. I thought I did a pretty good job, and now we're wrapping things up. Airports have always been my favorite place, because at the airport, it's when I see my travelers, my community, and it's when I send them off after a job well done. I feel pretty good in airports. I went to check in, and they told me, the Fly Dubai counter, that my carry-on was over the weight limit. Now, keep in mind, I'm coming in with this young backpacker mentality. Buying a checked-in luggage is a sucker's deal. I don't do that. I just make do with the 7 kg they give me. So when she told me, oh, you're 10 kilograms, sir, I said, no problem. I'll be back in a minute. And I did, which I thought was kind of normal, but to you this might sound pretty out there. I went to the bathroom. I found a stall. I emptied half of my bag into the corner behind the garbage bag of one of the bathroom stalls. Ran back to the check-in counter. She weighed my bag. I got my boarding pass. Oh, yeah. And then ran back to retrieve my goods. When I ran back, my shit was gone. Yo, they take security seriously up in Lebanon. Like, so I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, so many things are running through my head. Where are my things? For sure, security's been contacted. And I had such good things, like that sweater that I've been wearing for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like, everything. And I'm like, all right, man, pick yourself up. Left the bathroom, and as I'm leaving the bathroom, I see my 22 Dubai expat clients that are good humans. And what's going on in my head is, oh man, you've just done this thing. And then the announcement comes on. The announcement that reminds you to keep your luggage near you. Otherwise, security's coming for you. So now I'm thinking, maybe they're looking for the guy who hid the sketchy shit behind the bathroom. And this is going on in my head. And instead of waiting for all of my travelers to finish the check-in process and we can go through immigration together, I said, screw it. I'm just going to go through immigration, get on the plane, and just get out of here. Because they're definitely looking for the guy who hid the sketchy items in the... It's all going in my head. I run to immigration, and then I stand in line. You guys have been in immigration. Typically, when you're entering the country, they'll ask you a question or two. Where are you staying? Do you have a visa? How long are you staying? Maybe. Typically, they don't even talk to you. When you're leaving the country, they don't ask a question. So as my turn came up to go to the immigration queue, I could hear my heart louder and louder. I go up to the immigration. The guy takes my passport. He's like, oh, Fajer, where do you work in Dubai? I told him where I worked. How long have you been in Dubai? How much money do you make? Where do you live? He really got into it. They never do this when you're leaving a country. So with every question, I got more and more scared, and I was about to confide in him. I was about to tell him, sorry, sir. I'm the guy who left. You know, that's what I'm thinking in my head. He's just interrogating me, wanting me to admit what I did. And I'm just a tear away from telling him what I did. He grabs a white piece of paper, writes something on it, puts it in my passport. And I thought this is the paper that says this guy should go to next level interrogation. Gives it back to me. I look at the paper and it says on it, Fadi. And it had a phone number. And he's like, please, when you get to Dubai, if you can get me a job, it would be amazing. And I'm like, man, Fadi, you can have my job, man. So, yeah, early on, early years of doing business, you get yourself in funny situations, and I've definitely learned from that. I no longer do that. I don't hide luggage in bathrooms. Our tours we've stepped it up a bit. Now I know that if I'm overweight, I can go to the bathroom and wear multiple layers. Believe me, I've checked in with like 5 jackets, Thank you guys, hope you enjoyed this.